take it away.
Oh, thank you. Once again, we have OGS Zenio versus Slayer's Ryung here. Ryung up 1-0 after a brilliant game on Xel'Naga Caverns.
Really was.
And once again, going to be our blue. I love it when players pick blue and red. He's going to be our blue Terran, and in the top left-hand corner, we have OGS Zenio, our Zerg. And what a phenomenal game we saw in Game 1. I can't wait for Game 2 here. The map is going to be Crevasse. And interesting pick from Zenio.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to allow him the opportunity to go up to 3 base pretty easily. Like you were mentioning, though, this base is actually quite far away from your main. If you think about it, you've got to pass all the way through this ramp, and then you have a huge main, and then your base is stuck at the very top left-hand corner of that, or in the corner, depending on where you're at on the map. So he's going to be able to take this expansion quite easily, but...
You do see some Zergs also go for the 8 Mineral Patch 2 gas expansion at the 3rd first, because the tucked in expansion only has, what is it?
It's 6 or 5.
6 and a high yield?
Yeah, 6. It looks like they're playing the version with the high yield on there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, the high yield...
That's actually kind of fun for Terran players.
Oh, yeah.
Because Terran players will open 15cc or something like that, take the rich Vespian Geyser, and then they just bypass one of their geysers altogether.
I think almost for sure we'll see a CC first. I mean... I do that almost every game on this map.
Definitely saving up for it. So.
It's a little bit risky. But you know what? To be honest, with the micro that Ryung has, I think even if you get 6-pooled or something like that, and he pulls his drones, like, it just comes down to a micro battle. And if your micro's good enough and you can get that one Marine out and surround it with SCVs and just really micro superbly, which most Koreans can, I think you can hold most Zerg all-ins in the early game.
And it's a lot harder to pull off on this one. I mean, you would have to scout your opponent perfectly at first. You would have to, bank on the fact that they're not in that bad position around the destructible rocks. You have the shorter walk path and things like that. So, no, it's certainly a very safe move, and I have no qualms with him doing that.
Ooh.
And, like we were saying before.
Very quick high-yield gas here from Zenio.
I love it. I mean,
I think we might be seeing a quick... Actually, I think he might just be doing it for the early efficiency as opposed to taking...
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. A lot of Terran players will do it as we see Ryung going right now, because then you don't have to build 2 refineries.
Yeah,
you don't have to use 6 SEVs, and your high mineral gathering rate, if you want to call it the resource gathering rate, is still there.
Yeah, it's 50% faster.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's more efficient.
Yeah.
So both players going to grab that gas at the Nook expansion. And relatively similar play from both players so far, but I feel like these openings almost favor the Terran player a little bit because, both players kind of go for that macro first play, and then we have a situation where we end up with both players on 2 base, and that's great for Terran.
Even with the larva inject mechanic, you have mules coming down, double mule production the entire time. That's not really going harassed until 8 or 9 minutes into the game.
Nothing quite like watching 2 orbitals finish on the production tab. It's a beautiful sight.
It is. It
Once
really
you drop
is.
those first 2 mules,
boom,
you really just explode, and he is gonna get some serious income coming in here now. I'd love to see a really quick 3rd out of Zenio here. I think that's almost necessary if you see, and it looks like he's gonna do it. It's almost necessary if you see a Terran player open with a super quick CC like that, and he will see that drone headed over there.
That's good for him, although it looks like this SCV was going to be able to make it in far enough to see that there was only the pool down and things like that. Although, Ryung technically hasn't seen the top right-hand corner, so... And I don't believe he saw any... Well, I guess he did see creep spread going towards that direction if he's able to pick up on that, so he should be fine there. All right, and back on... Oh, wait. I see a CC going up somewhere. There it is.
Oh, wow.
That's a quick 3rd coming out of him as well. So Ryung going right to a super quick 3rd CC. He's going to pressure behind Blue Flame Hellions and secure that expansion. And at this stage in the game, I think that's going to work out really, really well for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's just...
Oh,
super
hello.
Cool. Oh, actually, proxy 3rd.
Okay, so we actually have some head games being played. Ryung knew a 3rd was coming up. And he's going to put down the command center. Now, when he gets in with a couple of Hellions and sees no base here,
he's probably going to drop this too, I think, actually.
Yeah.
I think Zenio might drop a quick 4th and then try and trick him into thinking that he actually took a late 3rd.
Yeah.
And
it's
then,
possible, or he may try to convince his opponent that he's going into, like, super quick 2-base aggression or something like that, and just try and keep him to play him defensive. But I don't know. I mean, when he already has that third CC up, his macro is just going to be out of this world. So this is, at the very least, this is going to make for a really compelling, interesting game.
Yeah, and he could get a lot done here with these Blue Flame Hellions. We obviously don't have that much in the way of stopping these Hellions, and if he does figure out about that base over on the right-hand side, it could be serious problems for Zenio, because he's going to be spread so thin trying to defend that. There's no way.
Well, the question is he honestly going to pick up on that? Because of the positions right now, he's going to send drops through the left-hand corridor, maybe through the middle of the map to wrap around, but certainly not all the way around. That would just not be worth it in terms of time, and it would take so much away from his standing army. So, Ryung, though, he sees that there's no base up here, and now is when I'm curious to see how he reacts to this. It looks like he's going to react by putting up 3 barracks right away and an engineering base, so maybe he's worried about 2-base Muta or something like that on out of Zenio.
Zenio doing a great job with his creep spread right now.
Yeah, certainly. Has
a ton of creep tumors going, morphing some banelings. But now that he's seen that there's no third, Ryung kind of has to assume that something's up. I would imagine, he'd start scouting elsewhere on the map, because, I mean, he can't just think that he hasn't received any pressure. He's going to be allowed to go to 3 base here, and there we see him scan to try and take out a few creep tumors here. He must see that, there aren't that many units up there, and he's gotta suspect that something's up.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's see if a scan goes down. Actually, I want to take a look at Ryung's vision real quick. Let's see here. Okay, no, he hasn't seen anything since the beginning of the game. While he may suspect that Spire's going up, especially the way he's building turrets at the moment, he doesn't. It's only now being started.
We had a Hellion headed over to the right-hand side of the map, and no, it's just going to take that Northern Zelnaga. There we go. He's headed over there.
We'll follow that in a second. If Fuse Arglings try to come out and deal damage to the Hellions.
This could be absolutely devastating for Zenio. Is he going to scout it? I think he is.
Oh, no.
That, folks, is a really, really, really big deal.
Yes, it is.
That's huge.
No, I mean, the first drop, it doesn't even matter. He's not even going to send a drop. He's going to send Blue Flame Hellions, and there's going to be no mining here. Looks like Zenio's going to be able to abuse this for production. Actually, smartly turning the larvae that were here. He may have spammed all his larvae, I'm not sure. But the ones that are actually here are now mutas, so he's going to be able to play a little bit of defense. A few drones are still going to go down, but the Spine Crawler is going to finish. Zenio's not going to lose the mining on his high-yield gas or anything like that. So damage was mitigated a little bit, but it's going to be hard to defend.
I really thought that Zenio was going to do what I was saying earlier, and I still stand by that. I think that Zenio should have dropped a super fast 4th at his natural 3rd. That would have changed everything, because Ryung not seeing that 3rd there, I mean, it's like, okay, what are you doing? You're up to something.
Right.
You're going to start scouting. You're going to get hesitant. You're going to think that something's up. If he drops that quick 4th where the 3rd should have been, then all seems quiet on the Western Front.
Because look at what, Zenio has to pull Lings off the line right now just to defend against any sort of drop play for the time being, which is taking units away from his standing army. He's not going to have as much to deal with a coordinated, Hellion and tank attack through the middle. So everything here favors... Oh, look at that, even Banelings being sent over as well. That's a lot of resources that are sitting there that are just in case Ryung decides to drop.
He almost has to.
But that's what I'm saying, yeah. It's a bad position for Zenio to be in.
Now, I think the very important thing to note in this game is that if we look at Ryung's infrastructure real quick, after this quick fight, look at Ryung's infrastructure here. I mean, he is going into ballistic macro mode off a super quick 3rd,
racks, double
eBays, armory coming. Yeah, so he is just, his infrastructure is so well set up right now. Now, on the flip side, we have Zenio taking a, I want to say, normal time 3rd on the far side of the map.
Yeah.
But never really kicking it into high gear with the, and here we have Zenio doing a little bit of damage to the expansion here, but Marines are going to come from the front, and they will be able to shut that down. He did get the refinery and did some pretty decent damage.
Took out 2 or 3 SCVs and a couple of turrets at the same time, causing
I like the bunker there. I really like that.
Yeah. Because those Marines that are going to be very shortly on +2 weapons are going to be really, really effective against a group of mutas that decides to run out.
So, anyway, the point is that Zenio really skipped that point in the game where the Zerg goes on to 3 base and then macros super hard, builds up a ton of drones, and then takes a 4th and really goes into the late game macro mode.
Right.
Because we saw over at that 3rd for a while, he only had 3 or 4 drones mining minerals, and he just had that high yield gas. So I feel like skipping that phase is really, really going to hurt him in the late game.
And what tech is he on right now?
Huge drop going off at the 3rd.
Let's see here. Which 3rd? This 3rd. All right. Yep, but that is actually going to work out all right for Zenio. Ryung's going to drop down here over
come
into
the
the next
mutas.
expansion for a few more units to come down. The mutas are making their way down, as you pointed out. And it looks like those units are being rallied right back to go ahead and take out some... Oh, let the mutas all speed up.
That did buy him some precious time to get this push going, though.
Certainly.
And it will allow him to take an advanced position on the map. There's no units over here. I don't know what he's worried about. He's just being extra, extra cautious. And Zenio's going to have to pull his units off of the 3rd there. Ryung's like, wait, where's the counter push? What's going on? What?
Where are those mutas at?
He just, oh, he brought them back to the main.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I didn't know where they were at.
There we go.
There we are. All right. Because that was going to be important. Oh, unfortunately, the base goes down, so looks like Zenio only on 4 bases at the moment, and that's going to be exactly the same as Ryung whenever he establishes his next command center over the right-hand side.
Zenio's going to go for the harass again at the Nook expansion, but that bunker is up, and there's multiple turrets.
Oh,
Zenio doesn't want to have anything to do with that. He's going to pull out of there. This bunker will burn down, but it's not a big deal.
And here we go. Ryung immediately seizes himself up. Saw a good group of units that were sitting in the middle of the map. Both players are getting towards that max stage. Actually, Zenio is max, but once again, we find him on very low tech.
Is that 1-1 coming for Zenio right now?
Yes, it is.
Ouch.
You are correct. +2 flyer attacks, but
2-1
yeah.
for Ryung right now. Ryung has vastly superior upgrades.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Quite a bit, and he's getting +2 armor at the same time, so he's going to be doing all right. Tank siege up one more time. Zenio, I guess, is starting to bank a little bit of resources so he can remax on Lings, but only now do we see the infestation pit come down, so those 2 or 3 units are just so far away. At least, what, with Hive Tech, with Greater Spire Tech, you're looking at about 250 seconds or 4 minutes, even if you started it right now to get to that point where you could actually put up reloads.
What are all these units we see here over at Zenio's 4th over there? So none of those units are going to be in this main fight here that we see going down, and that is huge. I saw those over there, and he could actually flank with those, but the flank comes in much later, and that, folks, could be game right there.
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't want to call it yet. Supplies still...
No, as a caster, you always want to try and keep things exciting and things like that. But no, trust me, I'm right there with
Best
you. I've
quote of all time.
I have casted thousands of games, but no, it's right now Ryung is
I mean,
just
superior upgrades,
devastating.
superior everything.
He's max, he's banking resources, he's going to a 5th.
He's
and a
isolating
6th.
the 4th and 5th here.
Yeah.
Both of these will go down with no opposition. And, you know, Zenio's only real opportunity right now is some kind of a huge counterattack, but his units are kind of tied up here, and oh man, he's just getting picked apart. And here's the counterattack I spoke of. He's gonna go for it. We have a PF and a bunch of Marines here, and the Marines will get trapped and go down oh wow, he gets them behind the refinery.
He delays long enough for the next set of Marines to come up. Ryung, you so good. Oh, and Ryung camps the 4th. It goes down. He's gonna knock out the 5th here in a second as well. That was literally Zenio's only chance, and Ryung just destroyed him.
Okay, so I've been a Puma fanboy for a while now. But Ryung
is he coming over to Ryung now?
Well, no, Ryung just is tugging my heartstrings right now. He plays a very comprehensive macro style, and he is destroying Zenio in these games. I mean, this is ridiculous. The thing about Puma, he's great with multi-pronged harass. He really knows how to abuse his opponent's attention span. He'll drop you in one spot, drop you in another, and push your front at the same time.
No, his aggression is unbelievable.
He's so good at that. But Ryung is really playing proper, straight-up StarCraft.
Exactly, and it's not that he's doing any one thing.
Not at all.
I mean,
he's doing everything.
Exactly. He knows exactly when to defend. He knows exactly how many units to allocate. He knows exactly where he should be at any given point in time during the game. His game sense is out of this world.
Yeah, and he's just absolutely ripping apart Zenio and making it look easy.
It's not like he's playing the chump, folks. This is OGS Zenio. I I mean, this is one of the top Korean Zergs.
Ryung's looking like a beast right now.
It really
man.
is. Time under the Emperor really helps you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and we have Corvid Reactor and Hunter Seeker missiles on the way.
I love it.
Yeah, let's invest 150, 150, an additional 150, 150. Let's build a starport with a tech lab.
Ryung is still, I mean, like...
Oh, he doesn't care.
Exactly. His macro's so good right now. I mean, his minerals have been spent this entire time, despite the fact that he's, like, has 4 orbital commands down the field. Banelings come in, they don't kill enough of
All he
Marines.
has remaining is this pack of mutas, and so many are getting picked off here.
Oh, my God.
Zenio virtually not even mining at this point.
GG.
GG is called 2-zip for Slayers
Wow.
Ryung.
Your prediction looks good so far.
I know,
because
man.
He looks so good at the moment. All right, guys. So that completes that set. Move into another set in just a second.